You're listening to KVMT Magnet Connection 90.5 FM.
Welcome to Chiller Radios, where we've got the best music and ghost stories. I am your host, Izaguirre, and I've got a lot planned for today, so stay tuned.
Alright guys, for our first topic, a couple of months ago, a lady bought herself a new phone. After one day from getting out of work, she went home and placed her phone on the counter. Her son asked her if he could use the phone to play games. She allowed him to as long as he didn't call anyone or mess with her messages. A while later, she decided to tuck her son into bed. When she went into his room, he wasn't there, so she checked her room. There he was asleep with the phone in his hand. She grabbed the phone and deleted photos that the son had took. Finally, she got the last photo and it was him asleep on the bed, except only the photo was taken from someone else above him. Next to the son showed the left half of an elderly woman's face. Now I don't know about you guys, but the only time I get pictures taken of me from above are when I get slapped in the Target dressing rooms for touching everything in the store. That's pretty creepy, guys.
Experiencing paranormal activities in your home. Called an exorcist, but they couldn't do anything about it. Running out of options? Well, then call the Laredo Ghostbusters at 1-800-CASPERS. We are available 24/7, day or night. We get the job done. As soon as you give us a call, you'll hear our sirens a block away from your house because we are always one step ahead. We've got the highest rate of eliminating poltergeists from homes. Every house we enter is left ghostless, and we do it all in the name of the Lord. Amen.
Hey, yo, man, what's up? Yo, y'all watching this tape right now? That means I didn't make it. Either the ghost got me, or worse, killed me. Either way, man, I'm gonna tell you the rules to survival. Rule number 1, you gotta be fast. Rule number 2, don't fall down. And rule number 3, whatever you do, never look back. Y'all wish me luck now.
It might be really hot here in Laredo, but despite our temperatures, here on Chiller Radios we'll be sure to make you feel a chill. Stay tuned.
Now on to our next topic. Every Sunday, this guy would have his group of friends meet up at his house to play music in the garage. One day, the group of friends decided to play at someone else's house. Since they left everything back in the garage, they had to go and load up all of their instruments onto the truck. The owner of the house was walking up the back stairs when he remembered that he left his pancakes in a to-go container back in the garage, so he turned back, and when he reached the container, out the corner of his eyes, he sees it. He sees a shadowy figure, and all his life he was taught to say a quick prayer or cuss at it if there ever was a spirit present. So he said, "Hey, F you, I don't have time for this." He got his pancakes and started walking out. When he was walking towards the truck, he felt a presence in back of him, but he didn't turn. When he got in the truck, his friends asked if his brother was coming along, but he asked, why would he come? He left for work. Look, his truck isn't even here. The friends looked at each other, turned back at him and asked, so then who's walking behind you when you were leaving the house? Reading this gave me chills.
If you go out in the sun, you might as well be done. If you climb the highest hill, you'll feel a chill. Here on Chiller Radios, we are the highest hill. Hey, if you turn that fan off and tune into Chiller Radios, you'll save a couple bucks on your monthly bills. Stay tuned for the chills.
For local news, on March 9, at around 3:15 p.m., police responded to two shots being fired on the 6500 block of Arena Boulevard. The suspect had fired a gun at two vehicles after being humiliated by a woman for confessing his love for her. Alberto Aron Juarez, 20-year-old, was arrested with 2 counts of deadly conduct. Recently, a man by the name of Jose Gregorio Hernandez was arrested for possession of child pornography. On March 23, investigators executed a search warrant with authorities, seizing all electronics, computers, CDs, and other electronic storage devices that contain inappropriate content. For state news, on March 16, around 7:30 p.m. in Dallas, Texas, police responded to a shooting in the 1400 block of Westport Freeway. The 17-year-old Alexander Carcamo was charged with murder in the shooting. Two victims were taken to the Parkland Memorial Hospital. 23-year-old Alex Sosa died from his injuries. The others suffered a non-life-threatening injury. Recently, a Dallas, Texas officer was struck by a fleeing vehicle on Sunday. A disturbance broke out in the Southwest Patrol Division substation after family members had driven Mark Rollins, 22-year-old, to the police station about a possible involvement in a robbery. During the disturbance, Mark Rollins was able to get into a vehicle, which he ended up hitting Officer Kevin Runyon, who was attempting to stop Rollins. He was later then arrested after a foot and vehicle pursuit. National news. Finally, for our national news, we have Donald Trump. He was playing golf while everyone was marching for gun control. He was accused of taking a detour to avoid anti-gun protesters. However, at a recent meeting with lawmakers on Wednesday, Trump urged taking away guns from anyone that could be a possible threat, even before they have the opportunity to defend themselves in court. Let's hope he knows what he's doing, and that's all for news. Catch us here next Thursday for all the latest news.
If you live in Laredo, you'll look like Alfredo. If you've got the name Bill, you might as well be chill. Here on Chiller Radios, we are the number one Bill.
For our weather, for today's weather, we are having a slightly cloudy day with wind speeds of up to 13 miles per hour and a humidity of 60% and a 20% chance of precipitation. The highest we will be in is in the 80s. Today's afternoon should be alright to go and spend some time outside. For tomorrow's weather, we should be expecting a normal day here in Laredo with wind speeds of up to 13 miles per hour with a low 10% chance of precipitation and humidity levels of 57%. So Friday is going to be a good day to go to the lake and have a cookout with the family, or maybe even go kneeboarding. Who cares? Go out and have fun. Saturday, on the other hand, might seem like a gloomy day. We should be expecting rain with a 40% chance of precipitation, with wind speeds of up to 11 miles per hour and humidity levels of 65%. So Saturday, everyone should be spending indoors, but hey, that's not so bad. Pull out a movie and grab your favorite snack. Make it a fun day indoors. Alright, that was Better Off Dying by Lil Peep. I hope you all brought a blanket for this next chill. One night, a 10-year-old boy was getting ready for bed. This little boy was lying in bed on the far right side of his room. He heard a noise from across the room. He looked in the direction where the noise came from, and there it was. A rocking horse began to rock on its own. There was no one in the room for which he was alone. The AC wasn't on either. As the rocking horse rocked, it began to rock its way over in the direction of the little boy. As the rocking horse got closer and closer, it stopped dead center under the ceiling light. At this point, the little boy was freaked out, so he covered himself with his blankets and never stuck his head out until the following morning. It was confirmed to not be a dream because when the little boy woke up, the rocking horse was still in the middle of his room. Now, I don't roll with rocking horses, so if this were to happen to me, I would have rocked myself out of the room. Now we have Between Angels and Insects by Papa Roach. Enjoy. If you all are feeling a bit chilly, then get ready for some frostbite. One night, a lady was at her brother's house, babysitting her niece. They had the baby monitor set up so that she could see her through the little TV the monitor came with. While she was studying, she heard a whisper come from the monitor. She then glanced over and noticed a dark, shadowy figure near the baby's crib. She dashed to the room and looked inside, but the shadow was nowhere to be found. She told her brother what happened, and he pulled her aside to tell her not to tell her sister-in-law, because she'd freak out, and that he had heard the same whispers and had seen the same shadow. They stayed in the house for about 4 more years. The baby began to learn to walk and talk about her. The baby began to learn to talk and would talk about her special friend. The family soon moved out, and the brother told the sister that her niece had become inconsolably sad because she would miss her friend. Her mom told her that she could bring him along, but she said that he couldn't leave the house. That's pretty scary. Okay, now for our last story. We have a girl who came home late one night. Her roommate's door was closed, so she thought she had already gone to bed. While she was preparing dinner for herself in the kitchen, out of the corner of her eye, she saw something. She called her roommate's name out, but she didn't get a response. She thought nothing of it, so she went back to what she was doing. A while later, she went to her room, and she was about to turn on the lights when she heard a whisper say, "I'm still here. I'm still here." She then turned on the light in her room as well as the rest of the lights in her house. She then went to her roommate's door and knocked on it, which it eventually opened, but no one was inside. No one was in there. So she turned on the lights in her room too and fell asleep with all the lights on in the house. The next morning, when her roommate returned, she asked her roommate if she was messing with her, but she started crying and said that she had to leave because something was messing with her in the house. That's pretty creepy, guys. This is like some scary movie material. Alright, next we have this Bright Flash by M83. Enjoy.
Hey, well, it looks like our time is up. I hope I gave you guys a good spook and a great time. Tune in next time on Chiller Radios.